Welcome back, everyone. The time is now 6:10. An alarming report about the amounts of salt in certain foods.
Here are your top health stories.
Lifetime heavy drinkers face a much higher risk of colorectal and rectal cancer. A study published in the journal Cancer found that people who average 14 alcoholic drinks a week have a 25% higher chance of colorectal cancer and a 95% higher risk of rectal cancer. But researchers also found that quitting drinking can lower that risk. Cutting back on the salt could save thousands of lives. A study in France and the UK found if the food industry reduced the amount of salt in packaged and prepared foods, potentially more than 100,000 cases of heart disease and 25,000 strokes could be prevented through reduced blood pressure. The study's authors say even kidney disease and dementia rates could decrease. And it turns out caring for grandchildren is good for the brain. A study in the Netherlands found grandparents who helped watch their grandkids, played with them, or helped with their homework scored higher on tests of memory and verbal fluency than grandparents who didn't. More research is needed, but the study's authors say caregiving could help slow down cognitive decline. Those are some of the day's top health stories. Michael George, CBS News.
Caught on camera, take a look at this. Over in Washington, crews rescued a woman from a slick slope after her sled crashed into a tree. It happened on Sunday during the severe winter storm. When crews arrived on the scene, they needed to use a rescue basket and ropes to pull the woman up the slope. She was taken to a medical facility with non-life-threatening injuries. Well, that is certainly a good end to that story, that non-life-threatening injuries. But
got to be careful,
especially hopefully she's doing
now.
all right.
Yes,
Remember,
hopefully she is.
that ain't snow anymore. It's just it's glacial ice. It is a solid sheet of ice, and if you put a sled on that, physics are going to take over, and that's not going to be in your favor. Just
gravity
throw
wins.
that out there. Gravity is going to win every time. So it's not it's sleddable, but you ain't stopping.
Right.
You can't control it.
Oh, me.
Let's go ahead and take a look out the window. We're going to look at downtown Jack. Hey, hi, Ice. Wow. Did you hear that? My goodness, Wolf Construction Company, the sponsor. That was a big old chunk of ice from the tower that just landed on the roof. Thankfully, it wasn't on top of me. But my goodness, that was loud. Here's a look at temperatures. As the rest of the day goes along, we're going to struggle to get to about 16, 17 at the warmest point of the afternoon. Winds will remain out of the northwest, and that's going to keep our wind chills into single digits pretty much all day. So you'll certainly want those layers as the day goes along. We'll have a look at your full forecast, I think, coming up next.
We'll stay with this because still ahead, this item is now on the recall list. We'll tell you what to know before you sit down.
Now, WBBJ Storm Team 7 weather with Chief Meteorologist Joel Barnes.
Welcome back. Happy Monday. A lot of people, it's been an extended weekend, and a lot of the kids at home, hopefully they're not driving you too crazy yet. Hopefully their internet's working, so they're leaving you alone a little bit. This is what it looks like in Union City, 16 degrees. TriStar Hearing and Jamie Martin bringing you that look. Gorgeous sunset tonight. Roads looking a lot better today in Union City. Still pretty snow and ice packed around Jackson. There's a little bit of clearing on some of the more highly traveled roads, but 9 to 18 today. We're going to be colder than 9 tonight. We're currently at 16. After the sun goes down and with these winds, which look like they're starting to turn up calm, I think the temperatures could be dropping down into the low single digits by 10 o'clock tonight. Here's the wind chill. Not a big factor because those winds are light, but anytime it kicks up at all, it sure stings when you get a temperature dropping into the single digits, what we will tonight. Just a few clouds hanging around. No more snow on the way anytime soon. This is kind of neat. So this is the visible satellite during the day between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. So this is not cloud cover. This is clouds. You see the stuff that's moving? That's clouds. But all this white, that's all snowpack, extending almost the entire state of Kansas, most of Oklahoma, Missouri, Illinois. You can see that snowpack here in West Tennessee, but they got mostly ice in Middle Tennessee, and then that snow kicked up again across the Ohio River all the way up into Pennsylvania. Here's our next little weak front dropping on in. It's not going to do much, but it will keep things cool during the end of the upcoming week. Now, there's a more significant push of Arctic air coming in, I think, Friday morning. But this front just kind of going to sit through here, but we probably will be up near or above freezing by a couple degrees for Tuesday and Wednesday. So the good news about that is we'll probably see some of that snow melting, and we should keep a lot of sunshine around, although there'll be a few clouds here or there in the middle of the work week. The cold weather alerts go all the way up from the Canadian border all the way down to South Florida and even near Mexico. So we've got this cold weather blast impacting at least half of the United States. Our extreme cold warning here is out until noon for us here in West Tennessee. All right, here's a look at the forecast. Again, we may be colder at 8, 9 o'clock than we're going to be by midnight. The reason we'll have calm winds for a few hours. Then the winds start to come out of the southwest overnight. That could warm us back up to around 15 into the morning. So the coldest weather we might get probably coming in sometime late in the evening, early tonight. And then into the day tomorrow, looks like low, maybe mid-30s. This will be nice. This will melt some of that snow, help out clearing some of the ice on the roadways, at least during the day. And then some clouds build on in with that front I showed you coming by Wednesday. But I still think we see plenty of sunshine Wednesday as well. And temperatures will still remain in the low to mid-30s. Thursday, there'll be some periods of clouds drifting on in as well. Let's talk about that wind chill. Tonight around midnight, it'll feel below 0 here in West Tennessee. And then into the morning, the wind chill is also going to be around 0. The winds will pick up some into the morning, but the temperature is going to climb. That's why the wind chill will be about the same from midnight to 6 a.m. Then at the peak of the heat tomorrow, all the way when the temperature gets to the mid-30s, there'll be a breeze. It'll still feel in the mid-20s, and then the wind chill will fall down to around 10 to 15 for most of us Wednesday morning again. So deep freeze really not going anywhere here for a couple of days. Now, Thursday's not going to be a bad day. I hope this is right. We see some mid-40s. That would be amazing for you folks in Hardin County who got hit the hardest with those ice totals, but most of us staying into the 30s. And then here comes another front. Look at Friday's temperatures plummeting again. I still think we hit the 20s on Friday, and then we could be close to the low single digits again Saturday morning. Saturday's going to be cold. Then we warm up a little bit maybe into the day Sunday, but not Sunday morning. It's going to be another cold one. So here's a look at our 7-day forecast brought to you by Coyote Blues. Does show you that, hey, at least we'll see some sunshine over the next couple of days, but we've got 2 little fronts that are going to clip us, and it is going to be very cold again for the upcoming weekend, but no more snow, at least for the next 7 days.
That's good news, and I'm glad that we're finally going to see some warming, but it's going to be a cold next few days here in West Tennessee.
Definitely got to bundle up.
And remember, anything that melts during the day will refreeze at night.
Definitely. All right, thanks, Joel. Coming up, tips on how to detect real versus fake debt in today's Watching Your Wallet.
Plus, one controversial rapper releases an apology. Stay with us.
In today's Consumer Watch, if you're getting calls and texts from a debt collector on your phone, how do you know if they're real or a scam? In this Watching Your Wallet, Rachel DePompa speaks with the bankruptcy attorney about how to tell if you really owe money.
These days, it's difficult to know if a real debt collector is actually contacting you. Leslie Tane, a debt relief attorney with years of experience, says there's so many robocalls and even artificial intelligence calls now. It can be confusing to know if you really do owe money. She says don't give them your social security number or bank account information. Instead, ask questions.
If somebody's contacting you and you're not sure that that's a legitimate debt collector, ask them for their information, their full name, their contact phone number, the name of their company, if they have a file number, who the original creditor was. Remember that a debt collector is often collecting on behalf of.
Tane says hang up the phone and check out the information they gave you before you call them back. Ask them to send you verifiable information in writing by U.S. mail. That way you can see if it's money you actually owe.
So it's really important more than ever to monitor your credit and verify anybody contacting you by phone, social media, somebody sending you a text message, a solicitation, anything like that. It's super important to go back and verify with that creditor.
Tane also says don't give specific information about your finances over the phone or any information about your family, your job, or where you live. With this Watching Your Wallet, I'm Rachel DePompa.
In entertainment news, Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, is apologizing for his anti-Semitic remarks and other outlandish behavior in recent years. The rapper bought an ad in the Wall Street Journal to publish a letter titled "To Those I've Hurt." Ye has bipolar disorder that he attributes to brain damage from a car crash 25 years ago. He wrote in the published letter that he, quote, lost touch with reality and said and did things he deeply regrets. He said he hit rock bottom just a few months ago, and his wife encouraged him to finally get some help. Ye wrote he is not a Nazi or an anti-Semite. In a letter, he also apologized to the black community for letting them down. Ye says he's not asking for sympathy or a free pass, but for patience, understanding, and forgiveness. He said he's now got an effective regime that includes medication, therapy, exercise, and clean living.
From the Globes to the Oscars, award season is in full swing, but don't forget about the Tonys. The annual award show honoring Broadway's best doesn't happen until June 7th. The ceremony will return to Radio City Music Hall after bouncing around various venues. Viewers will be able to watch it live on CBS or Paramount Plus if you are a premium subscriber. If you only have the Essential plan, you'll have to wait a day for the replay. Nominees won't be announced until May. The host for this year's show hasn't yet been announced.
Well, coming up, we'll show you how some West Tennesseans are enjoying their snow days. Stay with us.
Well, it sure was cold out today, but people were still able to get outside and have some fun.
It's going to be better the next couple days for some outside fun like the sisters were having here. I know a lot of the dogs are out enjoying the weather as well. Look at these cute little guys.
Aww.
And a lot of people's little things like that froze. You can't even see them anymore. Poor little bunny.
Yeah.
We've got more of those to show, of course, throughout the course of the evening. We thank you as always for joining us here at 5.
Still a lot of snowpack on the road here in West Tennessee. We'll let you know when it could be melting. Plus, how cold is it going to get tonight? We got the full forecast coming up.
Many schools and services were closed due to the winter weather. What you need to know. There are still places to go to stay warm. We tell you where. Plus, some important information on prepping your vehicle before getting out on the road.
Now, CBS 7 530 News. CBS for West Tennessee.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. We begin with cold temperatures in West Tennessee following the weekend winter weather event. But how long will we have to wait to thaw out from the ice and snow? Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Joel Barnes for the latest. Joel.
Yeah, happy Monday, Terry. A lot of people getting that extended weekend. Hopefully you're handling the little ones at home, and hopefully you've got internet access. I know a lot of parents are struggling if you can't put them on the internet tablet there for a little bit to get some peace and quiet. 16 degrees right now in downtown Jackson. Still, the roads are pretty icy and snow-packed. Unless you're experienced driving in the snow, probably still want to stay inside for another day or two. We will see those roads improving a little bit the next couple days because temperatures should reach at least the low 30s. But the extreme cold warning remains in effect till noon. Don't forget about the pets, your pipes, and yourself. Although we only got down to around 10 last night for a lot of us, we're going to be cooler than that tonight. You may want to start dripping your pipes here this evening once the sun goes down, because temperatures will be falling into the single digits, maybe as early as 7, 8 o'clock. There's a look at this morning. We only got around 10. Why? Well, we had a little bit of cloud cover hanging around, and we're already down to 12 tonight in Paris and Martin. And that wind chill not going to be a big factor the next couple of hours because I think the winds will be calm for a little bit. But as we get going later tonight, those winds are going to pick back up. The wind chill could be 5 to 10 below as we get closer to midnight. Not much happening on the satellite and radar. We will be dry for the night. We got 2 different cold fronts on the way. The first one not going to do much. That comes by Wednesday, but the other front looks like it could be packing a punch. But look at temperatures down near 0. Looks like as we get going into tonight. We will be cold all night long here in West Tennessee, and David White Body Shop bringing you this first look. We'll talk about that warmer weather on the way and could help melt some of the snow off these roadways like this here, Highway 54. But here's where we got it the worst, down into Hardin County. Still a lot of trees down, very thick ice, up to 1 inch in some locations as well in and around Sardis. We'll get to a lot more in your weather forecast coming up.
All right, thanks, Joel. And due to the winter weather, we have a few closings for you. Jackson-Madison County schools are closed for the remainder of the week. Also, Hardeman County Schools, Hardin County Schools, Henderson County Schools, Lexington City Schools, and Ridgecrest Academy are closed for the rest of the week. Also, St. Mary's School will be closed on Tuesday, along with all Jackson State Community College locations, West Tennessee School for the Deaf, and the Therapy and Learning Center. The West Tennessee Hearing and Speech Center will be closed Tuesday. Union City Schools will also be closed Tuesday, and UT Martin's main campus and regional centers will be closed Tuesday. For a full list of school closings, you can check the crawl at the bottom of the screen or head over to our website at wbbj.tv.com. The Madison County Courthouse is closed today and Tuesday. Officials are encouraging everyone to stay safe and avoid unnecessary travel. The county is also expressing gratitude to the Emergency Management Agency, Sheriff's Office, Fire Departments, and Highway Department for their tireless work in these challenging conditions. In the Hub City, the Jackson Transit Authority has suspended service for today for the safety of riders, operators, and staff. All transit services have suspended operation at this time. An update will be forthcoming about Tuesday's services depending on weather conditions. Madison County Health will be closed today and Tuesday. This includes WIC, the Rabies Center, and all Madison County Solid Waste Convenience Centers. All Jackson Clinic locations are closed today. The Le Bonheur Outpatient Center here in Jackson is closed today. Families are encouraged to call if you have any questions about an appointment. The Jackson-Madison County Library will also be closed today and Tuesday. Also, the Gibson County Community Health Center in Trenton and the Gibson County Health Department in Humboldt are closed today. Gibson Electric Membership Corporation's Member Service Center is also closed today, but they will be available by phone. And the Haywood County Chancery Court Office in Brownsville is closed today. New at 5:30, many people are left without a warm place to stay during all of this winter weather. WBBJ 7 Eyewitness News reporter Ryan Hodges gives us a story about how a community is often leading to comfort.
There's a local business here in downtown Jackson that hasn't officially opened yet, but they have still opened their doors and are serving people over the last few days.
Our mayor, Conger, posted a thing on social media asking the town to come together.
It's called the Collective Underground, and Hank Bussey is running the place. And a few days ago, with this upcoming weather, he decided to make a big decision.
I was like, well, I got floor space, and it's surely going to be better than them sleeping out on the ground. And that was all I was going to offer, was just floor space and my own peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and coffee.
And he tells us that, you wouldn't be able to do all of this alone and serve all of these people just by himself. He's had plenty of help getting this done.
Jackson showed up, and we've got people coming from everywhere to donate food, help, and now we're housing up to 21 people, and we're going to have to expand because we're running out of space.
Opening doors for people and helping them out and the community coming together is really what Jackson and all of West Tennessee does. In downtown Jackson, Ryan Hodges, WBBJ 7 Eyewitness News.
For a list of every available warming center, you can scan the QR code on your screen or by visiting our website at wbbjtv.com and clicking Seen on 7. We spoke with several local officials for an update on road conditions and power outages. According to Jackson Energy Authority, the Hub City had 1,500 customers without power. That was resolved by the end of the day Sunday. Power outages were prevalent throughout West Tennessee, with some losing electricity for more than 3 hours. TDOT tells us they're diligently working to get all priority roads clear for drivers on the interstate and state routes. If you have an emergency, first responders are one call away, but it could take some time for them to reach your residence.
If you see black pavement, it's likely still icy because of the temperatures. I would say you would just use your own discretion if you have to get out.
Those are snow plows. They're not going to go and scrape ice that's bonded to the road off. And so it's going to be really relying on the sun, the temperature, and the salt to try to melt that so we can scrape it off.
We have a list of road condition updates from area officials, weather tips, confirmed closures, and more on our website at wbbjtv.com. As residents return to work or begin to travel, AAA encourages you to take proactive steps to stay safe on winter roads. Megan Cooper with AAA says make sure that you take the time to remove All of the snow and ice from your car, snow and ice buildup on your vehicle can fly off as you drive, posing a huge safety risk to other drivers. Also, pay attention to your tires. Tire air pressure decreases about 1 to 2 psi for every 10-degree temperature drop. And if you find yourself stuck in these wintry conditions, here's what you should do.
Whether you are stuck at the roadside or stuck in a traffic jam, the safest place for you to be is inside your vehicle. Not only does your vehicle provide you with shelter, but it also helps first responders find you a little bit easier.
And if remaining in your vehicle puts you at risk, such as on a blind curve or in heavy traffic, exit carefully, move to a safe location away from the roadway, and call for assistance immediately. Well, Chief Martin at the Hardin County Fire Department posted a video updating residents on the road conditions. Chief Martin says they are moving fast to clear the roads so they can continue to provide service for the community.
Just, we're working our way, Highway Department. Everybody's working their way as quick, fast as we can to get the roads open. That's their number one priority. And of course, getting the electricity back on is also so.
Coming up, the threat of another government shutdown is looming. We have the details next. Across the country, President Trump said in a social media post today that he had a, quote, very good call with Minnesota Governor Tim Walz about Saturday's deadly shooting of a U.S. citizen by federal agents, the second in Minneapolis this month. Erica Brown reports from Capitol Hill, where Senate Democrats are threatening to block a crucial vote to fund the Department of Homeland Security this week without
posted that he's sending his so-called border czar, Tom Homan, to Minnesota, who will report to him.
I know Tom. I worked with him for a number of years. I would hope that he would bring some light and some reasonable to this.
Following Saturday's shooting, Senate Democrats and at least one independent are refusing to vote for a bill that would fund the Department of Homeland Security, and that could trigger another partial government shutdown at the end of the week.
I can't vote for a bill that includes ICE funding under these circumstances.
The Senate's 53 Republicans need the help of 7 Democrats or independents to keep the government open. Erica Brown, Capitol Hill.
Going to get awful cold here over the next few hours. Hopefully you're in for the night. As far as the roads, they may improve a little bit the next couple of days as temperatures should climb up above 30. We've also got 2 cold fronts in the forecast. I'll let you know what they'll be bringing too next.
Now, WBBJ Storm Team 7 weather with Chief Meteorologist Joel Barnes.
Welcome back. Hopefully you're having a nice Monday. Another extended weekend for a lot of people, although you do have the kids at home, a lot of people. So don't know how much peace and quiet you're getting with them stuck in the house. There's a better chance you can take them outside to play tomorrow and Wednesday, as temperatures should be about 10 degrees warmer the next couple days than they were today. 12 already tonight in Union City. Gorgeous sunset, TriStar Hearing. And Jamie Martin brought you that look. 18, that was it today. It was cold all day, but we didn't get down near zero last night because we had a little bit of cloud cover lingering around into the morning. But with the clear skies tonight, we're going to be colder than that, already down to 10 in Paris. I think between 7 and 8 o'clock, most of us will be falling into the single digits already. At least the wind chill won't be much of a factor here the next couple of hours. The winds are expected to be calm, but overnight they're going to pick up, start to come out of the southwest. That'll do two things: increase the temperature, but it'll also increase the wind chill because the winds won't be calm anymore. But right now, those winds are very light, still coming in out of the northwest. Not much happening on the satellite or radar. Looks like all the clouds moving off to the east. This is neat. This is a visible satellite image, and this is all snow. Everything you see here in white that's not moving. The moving stuff are clouds. All this stuff that's just sitting here, that's snow blanketing Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, all the way up the Ohio River Valley. And you notice Jackson to the west where most of the snow is. Here's where we got that ice. This is where that warm plume came in that did roll up through Middle Tennessee, and they got mostly ice and not snow. Here's our next cold front sliding on in from the north. This is a very weak front, really not even going to drop temperatures much as it comes by, but it's going to block us from warming up though much. We should get close to the low 30s for both Tuesday and Wednesday. Now there's a more powerful Arctic blast that's going to come on in early Friday morning, and it looks like we're in for another big chill coming in for the weekend. But look at the cold weather alerts all the way up from Canada to the Gulf of Mexico, over to Mexico itself, South Florida. That's insane. How far south this cold blast did go, and we're still under an extreme cold warning here in Jackson as well as all of West Tennessee till noon Tuesday. Those are put out when you could have a wind chill 10 degrees below zero or colder. I'm not sure we get there, but the actual temperature as well could be close to zero, so they issue those when the temperature gets near zero too. So tonight a lot of single digits from I'd say 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. is probably our coldest time frame tonight, because those southwest winds kick up around midnight. That'll start to warm us up some, and it's warm enough to melt some snow tomorrow. If we get in the low to mid 30s, maybe at least get that layer of ice off there. Some clouds move on in from Wednesday's front. That's about it. And then by the end of the day Wednesday, I think we're still into the low to mid 30s even behind that front. And then a few more clouds build back on in early Thursday. So let's talk about that wind chill. Tonight at midnight, it'll be a couple degrees below zero. It'll stay that way pretty much all night long. Even at the warmest spot of the day tomorrow, it's still going to feel in the mid-20s. So if you do go out and want to do some sledding or playing with the kids, maybe try to make a snowman. If we can get that layer of ice off, be sure to bundle up. It'll still be pretty cold. That wind chill Wednesday around midnight, not too bad, around 15. But by Wednesday morning, back down into the single digits again for most of us. So let's talk about what's coming in late this week. All right, Thursday's not bad. This would be nice, right? Mid-40s, that would really help out with the ice problem down in Summer and Savannah, but I think most of us stay in the 30s for Thursday. Then Friday's front comes in. Look at Friday, high temperatures, not going to be very high. And then Saturday morning could be close to zero again, according to some of the futurecasts. And I think we're warmer than 11 Saturday, but probably only into the low 20s. And we're looking at some pretty chilly weather to kick off Sunday as well. We might warm up a little bit back into the middle of next week, but look at that. Friday, Saturday, have us in the low to mid 20s again. At least we're not going to see any snow coming in, but it's still going to be cold, well below average the next 7 days.
Coming up, tips on how to detect real versus fake debt in today's Watching Your Wallet. Plus, one controversial rapper releases an apology. Stay with us. In today's Consumer Watch, if you're getting calls and texts from a debt collector on your phone, how do you know if they're real or a scam? In this Watching Your Wallet, Rachel DePompa speaks with a bankruptcy attorney about how to tell if you really owe money.
These days, it's difficult to know if a real debt collector is actually contacting you. Leslie Tane, a debt relief attorney with years of experience, says there's so many robocalls and even artificial intelligence calls now. It can be confusing to know if you really do owe money. She says don't give them your social security number or bank account information. Instead, ask questions.
If somebody's contacting you and you're not sure that that's a legitimate debt collector, ask them for their information, their full name, their contact phone number, the name of their company, if they have a file number, who the original creditor was. Remember that a debt collector is often collecting on behalf of.
Tane says hang up the phone and check out the information they gave you before you call them back. Ask them to send you verifiable information in writing by U.S. mail. That way you can see if it's money you actually owe.
So it's really important more than ever to monitor your credit and verify anybody contacting you by phone, social media, somebody sending you a text message, a solicitation, anything like that. It's super important to go back and verify with that creditor.
Tane also says don't give specific information about your finances over the phone or any information about your family, your job, or where you live. With this Watching Your Wallet, I'm Rachel DePompa.
In some entertainment news, Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, is apologizing for his anti-Semitic remarks and other outlandish behavior in recent years. The rapper bought an ad in the Wall Street Journal to publish a letter titled, "To Those I've Hurt." Ye has bipolar disorder that he attributes to brain damage from a car crash 25 years ago. He wrote in the published letter that he lost touch with reality and said and did things he deeply regrets. He said he hit rock bottom a few months ago and his wife encouraged him to finally get help. Ye wrote he is not a Nazi or anti-Semite. In the letter, he also apologized to the black community for letting them down. He says he's not asking for sympathy or a free pass, but for patience, understanding, and forgiveness. He said he's now got an effective regime that includes medication, therapy, exercise, and clean living. Well, from the Globes to the Oscars, award season is in full swing, but don't forget about the Tonys. The annual award show honoring Broadway's best doesn't happen until June 7th. The ceremony will return to Radio City Music Hall after bouncing around various venues. Viewers will be able to watch it live on CBS or Paramount Plus if you are a premium subscriber. If you only have the Essential plan, you'll have to wait a day for the replay. Nominees won't be announced until May. The host for this year's show hasn't yet been announced. Well, coming up, we show you how some West Tennesseans are enjoying their snow days. Stay with us. Well, before we go inside, it's nice and warm, but if you go outside today, you're definitely going to be feeling the cooler temperature.
Yeah, weather's going to be nicer for outdoor fun the next couple of days, but it didn't stop the sisters from going out here. Jennifer Browning sent in that, looking like they're having a great time. The pups are all over the place having some fun in the snow, and a lot of people's yard decorations looking like that poor little frozen bunny there. Look, you can't even see him. He's covered in the ice. I just hope a lot of our trees and everything make it through. But we've got more photos coming up tonight at 6:30, and we'll have some more at 10. But I think I'll have a lot more to show the next couple days when the weather gets warm.
All right, thanks, Joel. And as always, thank you for joining us. We'll be back with more news in 30 minutes.
Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2.
It's going to get very cold very quickly the next couple of hours. You probably want to stay inside, but we'll warm up a little bit the next couple of days. We'll have the latest in the forecast coming up.
Many schools and services are closed due to the winter weather. What you need to know.
Important tips to consider before you get behind the wheel to help navigate wintry roads.
Plus, we take an in-depth look at the road conditions and what you need to know to stay safe.
Now, from West Tennessee's News Channel, this is 7 Eyewitness News at 6.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. A very cold day for West Tennessee after this weekend's major winter storm.
That's right. Chief Meteorologist Joel Barnes tells us about the next element to our weather story for overnight. Joel?
Yeah, good evening, Brad, Terry, everybody at home. We didn't even hit 20 today, but we should be up into the low, maybe mid-30s the next couple of days. And last night we started out at 10. We're already down to 13. And I think we're going to be below 10 by the top of the hour as these winds have gone calm and the dew point hanging around 6. We are under a cold weather or extreme cold warning that remains in effect till noon Tuesday. Temperatures could be as low as 0 with a wind chill maybe 10 degrees below 0 or colder. Make sure you're bringing the pets tonight. You want to leave those pipes dripping again tonight, especially if you ever had any issues in the past. And I recommend staying inside here this evening. It's going to be real cold. If you do have to head out, make sure you bundle up with the hat, the gloves, and everything. This morning, though, look, Jackson, we got down to around 8 degrees. We avoided getting down near 0 because there was a little bit of cloud cover sticking around, but we're pretty much equal to where we were when we started the day. At least the wind chill's not a big factor right now because the winds are calm, but as the night goes on, winds are going to kick up out of the southwest. And you notice near midnight, once those winds start to pick up out of the southwest, that's when the wind chill will be the lowest. Could get down to 5 to 10 degrees below 0. Not much happening on the satellite and radar now. Here's a look at the temperatures as the night goes on. We could be close to 0 for some of us by 10 o'clock and staying chilly pretty much all morning long. The next couple hours, though, temperatures will start to fall off. Depending on if those winds go calm, we could be much cooler than that 8. Kaufman's Home Furnishing and Appliances brought you this first look. And a lot of people, though, still dealing with roads like this. They will improve a little bit tomorrow as the sun's going to come on out. But look at those ice amounts into Hardin County. A lot of trees down there. Still some power outage concerns into Hardin County, but a lot of melting ice today. We've got that full forecast coming up here in just a little bit.
All right, we'll check back with you, Joel. Thank you. Well, due to this winter weather, we have a few closings for you. Jackson, Madison County schools are closed for the remainder of the week. along with the Jackson-Madison County Schools, Hardeman County Schools, Hardin County Schools, Henderson County Schools, Lexington City Schools, and Ridgecrest Academy are all closed for the week. Also, St. Mary's School will be closed on Tuesday, along with all Jackson State Community College locations, the West Tennessee School for the Deaf, and the Therapy and Learning Center. Also, the West Tennessee Hearing and Speech Center will be closed Tuesday. Union City Schools will be closed. UT Martin's main campus and regional centers will be closed Tuesday. For a full list of all the school closings, check the crawl at the bottom of your screen or go to our website, wbbjtv.com.
The Madison County Courthouse is closed today and Tuesday. Officials are encouraging everyone to stay safe and avoid unnecessary travel. The county is also expressing gratitude to the Emergency Management Agency, Sheriff's Office, Fire Departments, and Highway Department for their tireless work in these challenging conditions.
Also here in the Hub City, the Jackson Transit Authority has suspended service for today, and for the safety of riders, operators, and staff, all transit services have suspended their operation at this time. Now we'll have an update forthcoming about Tuesday's services depending on the weather conditions.
The winter storm affecting the Volunteer State has already claimed 3 lives. According to the Tennessee Emergency Management Agency, there was 1 weather-related fatality in Crockett County, 1 fatality in Haywood County, and 1 fatality in Obion County. We'll have more information on these deaths on WBBJ 7 Eyewitness News tonight at 10.
New at 6, freezing temperatures continue throughout portions of West Tennessee. In fact, AAA recommends you take proactive measures to stay safe while driving on winter roads as you return to your routine. WBBJ 7 Eyewitness News reporter Niana Whitelaw has that story.
The weekend winter storm has cleared out, but frigid temperatures continue to grip West Tennessee. As residents return to work or begin to travel, AAA encourages you to take proactive steps to stay safe on winter roads.
Make sure that you take the time to remove all of the snow and ice from your car.
This ensures you have maximum visibility if you're driving on slick ice or snow-packed roads.
Don't forget to remove the snow and ice from places like your hood, your trunk, your roof, and all of your lights.
Snow and ice buildup on your vehicle can fly off as you drive, posing a huge safety risk to other drivers. You should also pay attention to your car's battery.
One of the parts that is hit hardest by cold weather on your vehicle is the battery. At 0 degrees, even a good battery has about 35% less starting power.
Cooper says faulty batteries cause more starting problems than any other factor. Batteries that are 3 to 5 years old will have even less starting power.
Underinflated tires can be dangerous and they're more prone to damage. Tire air pressure decreases about 1 to 2 psi for every 10-degree temperature drop.
Your car is not the only thing you need to protect. Here are some winter energy saving tips from the Tennessee Valley Authority. Turn down your thermostat and open your blinds during the day. Also set your ceiling fans to clockwise and keep the air circulating. Reporting from East Jackson, Ayana Whitelaw, WBBJ 7 Eyewitness News.
Also, the Jackson Fire Department sharing some tips for navigating extremely icy conditions. First, walk like a penguin. Point your feet out slightly and keep your center of gravity directly over your feet. Also, keep your hands free. Avoid pockets and heavy loads. Use your arms for balance and to break potential falls. Approach dark areas with caution. Assume all wet, dark areas on pavement are slippery, black ice hazards.
We have a look at what you can expect with road conditions to shape up the rest of the week. WBBJ 7 Eyewitness News reporter Ryan Brooks tells us more.
Most around the region are still trying to navigate how to travel through the snow and ice left from the weekend's winter mix. If you see black pavement, it's likely still icy because of temperatures, so drivers should proceed with caution and use your own discretion for safety.
We're going to assess tomorrow to see what the conditions are before we open up on Wednesday or postpone it even further. I was at our men's and women's shelter yesterday afternoon and evening and seeing the volunteers still making their way out to serve. And so it's been one of those things where you makes you really appreciate being in Jackson.
There's free ice for everyone. I mean, if you're out on this stuff, make sure that you're prepared. But if you're at home, that's the place to be.
We're on day 5 now of being out 24/7. We are working very diligently to work down our list of priorities to get to all of our interstate and state routes. Work with us, move over, slow down. That keeps our workers safe. That keeps any kind of emergency workers safe, and the drivers safe as well.
For fire incidents and mishaps, it can be difficult for firefighters to maneuver through yards and driveways of many houses and facilities.
It's a little challenging getting around, but we're able to do so. It's just taking us a little longer to get to where we're having to go. Just be very careful using any other secondary heat source, as far as heaters, that kind of stuff. Leave really plenty of space around those.
Power outages were prevalent throughout West Tennessee, with some losing electricity for more than 3 hours. We're relying on sun, salt, and temperature for everything to melt and clear paths for drivers.
By 9:30 yesterday morning, we had 1,500 customers without power. And that was resolved by the end of the day. We had more of the sleet and snow than we did the freezing rain. I think what happened in some of the other counties, they got a lot more freezing rain than we did. It was much more damaging to trees and to power lines.
According to a press release from Governor Bill Lee, officials across the state are working diligently to make sure Tennesseans have access to shelter and critical services. In downtown Jackson, Ryan Brooks, WBBJ 7 Eyewitness News.
If you have to be out, make sure to have the essentials in case you get stranded, like blankets, food, water, and a phone charger. We have a list of road condition updates from area officials, weather tips, confirmed closures, and warming shelters on our website. That's WBBJTV.com.
When we return, a new scam is making the rounds. What you need to know.
And the Rams and Seahawks battle it out for a chance to play in the Super Bowl. Zach Jones gives us the highlights later in sports. Stay with us.
Walker gets it again.
In news you can use with the winter weather like we've had over the last few days, it can be challenging for some to stay warm. One Jackson business is doing what it can to help. They actually haven't officially opened their business quite yet. However, that didn't stop Hank from opening the doors of Collective Underground to people who had no place to go. Initially, he just planned on giving a space for people to stay warm, but many people wanted to help, and it turned into something even bigger.
We're catering to whoever can get here, and we're feeding them 3 times a day. We're breakfast, lunch, dinner. People have been coming from everywhere donating food and propane, bedding, blankets. It's just, it was amazing to see it all come together, and Jackson really showed out.
They're currently housing 21 people and expect to get more soon. If you'd like to help, Collective Underground is located at 111 East Lafayette Street in downtown Jackson.
Well, scams seem to be more and more common as the days go on. The Better Business Bureau wants to remind us of a few tips in order to tell if something is a scam or not. Consumers lose billions of dollars every year to fraud and scams, and that is just what's reported. When someone calls saying that you owe some money, make sure to verify it. Hang up the phone and do your research. Find the company's phone number and call them yourself. Also, no business or agency is going to demand gift cards or cryptocurrency.
Scammers want you to act fast before you have time to think. Take a moment, ask questions, and don't be rushed.
And it's always good to remember that if something feels off, it probably is.
Well, we're going to be very cold here over the next few hours, and we may warm up a little bit overnight. We could bottom out around 0. We'll talk about a nice little midweek warm up too, and there's also 2 more cold fronts coming by the weekend. We'll get to it all next.
Mic check, check 1, check 2, mic check, check.
Now, WBBJ Storm Team 7 weather with Chief Meteorologist Joel Barnes.
Welcome back. It's a chilly night. Temperatures are going to fall off pretty quickly here over the next couple of hours. Many of us will be down into the low to mid single digits. This is what it looks like tonight in Huntington. Kind of a steamy scene there. You got the green lights off in the distance. A lot of our weather gauges have been struggling to put out the number over the last couple of days, especially with the Spectrum power outage issues and a lot of other Spectrum issues, plus the power out issues. Rev Power Sports bringing you that look. I'll show you what the temperature is, though, in Huntington coming up. We've got a couple different areas, ways to measure that. We only got down to 9 last night. The reason we didn't get down to 0, the skies weren't clear. Skies are clear tonight, but the question is, when will the southwest winds pick up? That'll determine just how cold we get tonight. But we'll be almost twice as warm as that 18 tomorrow. So if the cold's been keeping you inside, you wanted to maybe go play in the snow a little bit, next couple days we should be in the low to mid 30s. It'll definitely be a little bit warmer. Already down to 11 tonight in Trenton. Winds beginning to turn up calm, and with the clear skies, I think temperatures are going to fall off pretty quickly over the next couple of hours. We may bottom out around 10 p.m. before, look at the wind arrows already starting to switch a little bit and coming in out of the southwest. So once they pick up closer to midnight, that's probably when our wind chill will be the coldest. And by the morning, the temperature will slowly warm up a little bit overnight with those southwest winds. This is neat. This is the snowpack. This is a visible satellite. This is a satellite image looking down at the United States. And anything that's not moving is snow. The moving stuff you see here, those are clouds. But the stuff that's just sitting here across Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, and you notice here in West Tennessee, we got most of the snows west of Jackson. This is where that warm plume came up through Middle Tennessee, and that's why they don't have a lot of snow there on the ground. But heavy snow across the Ohio River Valley into the northeast, and 2 fronts on the way. Here's the first one. not going to do much as it comes by, maybe just dropping temperatures a couple degrees. It will be a dry front. You know, it's just a few little isolated light snow showers over across the Appalachians, but it comes through for us. Just kind of going to sit here, keeping that chilly air around, but we should hit at least the low to mid 30s for both Tuesday and Wednesday. Then there's a more concerning cold front coming in. Not going to bring any snow, but another Arctic blast just in time for Friday and the weekend. We've got cold weather alerts down into South Florida near the Mexico border, and then all the way up to Canada. So huge area of the country under the deep freeze, and our extreme cold warning remains in effect till noon Tuesday. They issue those when the wind chill could be 10 degrees below zero or colder, or the temperature down near zero, and both those will be possible maybe for a couple of hours at times later tonight. So Futurecast is keeping us around 10, but this also doesn't think the winds are going to go calm. I think we get down somewhere closer to 5 before we start to warm up from those southwest winds, and then by the morning could be into the teens, and we should hit the low to mid 30s tomorrow because of that light breeze out of the southwest. This is good. It'll help melt some of that ice and snow, improving the roads a little bit, and it won't be as frigid if you want to go out and try to build an ice or a snowman out there tomorrow. There'll be some clouds coming on in with Wednesday's front, but that'll be about it. Should still hit the low to mid 30s for Wednesday, and then Thursday morning, clouds should probably keep us into the teens or low 20s. So here's the wind chill hanging around 0 to 5 below pretty much all night long into tomorrow morning. And even at the peak warmest time of the day tomorrow, when you'll probably be out messing around in the snow if you want to, just bundle up. It'll still feel into the mid 20s. The wind chill down into the teens as we get going into Wednesday night. And then Thursday, temperatures are not going to be too bad either. But watch what's going to happen Friday as that next front comes in. Futurecast showing temperatures in the teens Friday late afternoon, close to zero possible Saturday morning. And then Saturday, I think will be warmer than 11, but not much above. So here's a look at our forecast for the next 7 days. Helms Motor Company showing you this. That's a 24 Friday, 21 on Saturday, back down to around 5 Saturday and Sunday night. So we are not done with the deep freeze. Going to stay cold for the next 7 days.
Thanks for that, Joel. Coming up in sports, 4 teams competed for the right to go to Santa Clara for the Super Bowl, but only 2 can make the trip. We recap it all next.
Now, 7 Eyewitness Sports with Zach Jones.
Rams, Seahawks, Broncos, Patriots. Only 2 can head to the Super Bowl, but who will it be? Let's get right to it. Let's start off with the NFC Championship. Seahawks taking on the Rams. We start things off. Sam Darnold, 3rd and 5, looks for Rashid Shaheed on the 3rd down of the first part of the game. Big play for the Seahawks there in plus territory. Remember, everybody kept saying that the Rams were Sam Darnold's kryptonite. Well, let's see what he can do. Hands it to Kenneth Walker, 3rd and go. Cuts outside. Gets in for the first points of the day. The Seahawks team, they've been rolling. Remember, the 1 seed in the NFC. This time, Matthew Stafford trying to get that MVP. Finds Kyron Williams on this check down, 2nd and 8 for a touchdown. Now they're getting things going, and they will take the lead. Down 13-10, 24 seconds to go. Sam Darnold finds Sue Jackson, Smith, and Jigma. 10 receptions for 153 yards. You got to cover that guy. You have to. He's that good. Stafford this time. Move to the second half. Finds Devontae Adams. Remember, they added him in the offseason to pair with Puka Nacua. He has been good all season long for them, I'm telling you. This time, Seahawks up 24-20 here. Sam Darnold finds Cooper Kupp. Now, mind you now, the Rams cut Cooper Kupp this past offseason right here. Look at the irony of that. He's scoring a touchdown against his former team. That's crazy work. This time right here, Matthew Stafford dropping back to pass. Look, surveys the field. Finds Puka Nacua. Oh, my goodness. Stafford, 374 yards passing. Puka, 9 receptions, 165 yards. They've been doing this all season, an offensive explosion. We didn't expect this. This time, Seahawks up 31-27. 23 seconds to go. Stafford, does he have another game-winning drive in him right here? Finds Puka Nacua at the 30-yard line. 10 seconds to go. 2nd and 10. He looks, surveys the field again. He finds Puka Nacua, and he tries to run out of bounds to stop the clock, but that does not work. They're rolling the clock. Ref said the game is over, which means the Seahawks are heading to the Super Bowl for the first time since 2014. Seahawks win with a final 31-27. All right, let's go AFC. We got Jared Stidham filling in for Bo Nix right there, who's hurt out for the season, remainder of the playoffs. Can the backup quarterback step up? He finds Marvin Mims on a big play, 3rd and 10 to the 5-yard line of the Patriots right here. 2nd to go, play action pass. Who you going to look for? Cortland Sutton in the back of the end zone. Broncos strike first right here in the first quarter. Patriots on the other end, Drake May. QB draw, down 7-0, calls his own number, gets in for 6 to tie this game up right here. Let's move to the fourth quarter. Let's move to the second half. It was snowy. Conditions played in the play right here. Will Lutz misses the kick to tie the game up right here for the Broncos. Okay, so things are starting to get a little crazy. 2nd and 9. Stidham drops back, finds Christian Gonzalez intercepted. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a Super Bowl 49 rematch since 2015 because the Patriots are heading to the Super Bowl. They win with a final of 10-7. That's going to do it on the sports side of things. Terry, we'll send back over to you.
All right, thanks, Zach. Coming up, we show you how some West Tennesseans are enjoying the snow days. Stay with us. Well, finally, the cold isn't stopping some people from having some fun in the snow.
Yeah, check this out. A lot of little ones out to the last couple of days sledding, enjoying some fun, and the dogs enjoying the cold as well. And even the birds flying around enjoying some of the ice. Send us your photos tomorrow when the weather's warmer. We'll show more.
All right. We thank you for joining us at 6.
We'll have more news tonight at 10.
Well, the roads are still snow-packed and slick across many areas here in West Tennessee, but we're going to warm up a little bit the next couple of days. It might help some. We've got the forecast coming up.
Many schools and services are closed due to the winter weather. What you need to know. Some important tips to consider before you get behind the wheel to help navigate wintry roads. Also, we take an in-depth look at the road conditions and what you need to know to stay safe.
Now, CBS 7 630 News, CBS for West Tennessee.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us tonight at 6:30. I'm Brad Douglas. A very cold day for West Tennessee after this weekend's major winter storm. Chief Meteorologist Joel Barnes tells us about the next element to our weather story for the week. It'll be happening overnight. Joel.
Yeah, happy Monday, everybody. Although extended weekend for a lot of you, and those of you stuck with the kids in the house, hopefully you weren't one of the people that lost the internet access today. That's why we weren't streaming on our live service yesterday with the Spectrum outage there. I know there's still some power outages and still some internet outages going on in West Tennessee, and hopefully those all get handled over the next couple of days when the weather gets a little warmer. 13 right now tonight. I think we're going to be a lot colder than that by 10, and then eventually the winds are going to start to come out of the southwest overnight, and that should help warm us up. But we're still under an extreme cold warning until noon Tuesday. Please bring in those pets. Leave the pipes dripping one more time tonight. And as far as your skin, make sure you have the hats and gloves and scarf. Cover as much of your bare skin as possible when you're heading out with temperatures like this, although tomorrow should reach the low 30s. This morning we only got down to around 8, 9, 10 for most of us because we had a little bit of cloud cover sticking around, but with the clear skies tonight, I think temperatures are going to drop off pretty quickly over the next couple of hours. The wind chill won't be a factor until later tonight, probably closer around midnight. That's when those winds are going to start to pick up coming in out of the southwest, and you notice the wind chill could get as low as 5 to 10 below maybe between 11 p.m. and midnight. Not much happening on the satellite and radar. There's a cold front on the way tomorrow. Wednesday that is, and a more potent front coming on in, it looks like, into Friday. So it's going to get real cold this weekend. We'll talk more about that coming up, but it's going to be chilly if you're heading out tonight. We recommend staying inside. Kaufman's Home Furnishing and Appliances brought us this first look, and a lot of roadways packed in snow like this one that Jake sent in of Highway 54. Look how thick the ice was in Hardin County, and that's why we had the power outages, so many trees down there, and a lot of that ice, though, did melt today. We got your full forecast coming up here in just a little bit.
All right, thank you, Joel. Due to the winter weather, we have a few closings to pass along to you. Jackson-Madison County schools are closed for the remainder of the week. Included with that, Hardeman County Schools, Hardin County Schools, Henderson County Schools, Lexington City Schools, and Ridgecrest Academy all closed for the rest of the week. Now for tomorrow, St. Mary's School will be closed out Tuesday, along with Jackson State Community College locations. the West Tennessee School for the Deaf, and the Therapy and Learning Center. The West Tennessee Hearing and Speech Center will be closed Tuesday. Union City schools will also be closed, and UT Martin's main campus and regional centers will be closed Tuesday. For a full list of school closings, check the crawl at the bottom of your screen or head to our website, wbbjtv.com. Madison County Courthouse was closed today. It will be also closed Tuesday. Officials are encouraging you to stay safe and avoid unnecessary travel. The county is also expressing gratitude to emergency management agencies, the Sheriff's Department, fire departments, and the Highway Department for their tireless work in these challenging conditions. Also here in the Hub City, the Jackson Transit Authority has suspended its service for today for the safety of riders, operators, and staff. The transit services will remain suspended at this time. Now, an update will be forthcoming about Tuesday's services, depending on the weather conditions. Well, the winter storm affecting the Volunteer State has already claimed 3 lives. According to the Tennessee Emergency Management Agency, there was 1 weather-related fatality in Crockett County, 1 weather-related fatality in Haywood County, and 1 weather-related fatality in Obion County. That according to TEMA. New at 6:30, freezing temperatures continue throughout portions of West Tennessee. AAA recommending you take proactive measures to stay safe while driving on winter roads as you return to your routine. WBBJ 7 Eyewitness News reporter Niana Whitelaw has that story.
The weekend winter storm has cleared out, but frigid temperatures continue to grip West Tennessee. As residents return to work or begin to travel, AAA encourages you to take proactive steps to stay safe on winter roads.
Make sure that you take the time to remove all of the snow and ice from your car.
This ensures you have maximum visibility if you're driving on slick ice or snow-packed roads.
Don't forget to remove the snow and ice from places like your hood, your trunk, your roof, and all of your lights.
Snow and ice buildup on your vehicle can fly off as you drive, posing a huge safety risk to other drivers. You should also pay attention to your car's battery.
One of the parts that is hit hardest by cold weather on your vehicle is the battery. At 0 degrees, even a good battery has about 35% less starting power.
Cooper says faulty batteries cause more starting problems than any other factor. Batteries that are 3 to 5 years old will have even less starting power.
Underinflated tires can be dangerous and they're more prone to damage. Tire air pressure decreases about 1 to 2 psi for every 10-degree temperature drop.
Your car is not the only thing you need to protect. Here are some winter energy saving tips from the Tennessee Valley Authority. Turn down your thermostat and open your blinds during the day. Also set your ceiling fans to clockwise and keep the air circulating. Reporting from East Jackson, Ayanna Whitelaw, WBBJ 7 Eyewitness News.
The Jackson Fire Department also sharing some tips for navigating extremely icy conditions. First, walk like a penguin. Point your feet out slightly and keep your center of gravity directly over your feet. Keep your hands free. Avoid pockets and heavy loads. Use your arms for balance and to break potential falls. Also, approach dark areas with caution. Assume that all wet, dark areas on pavement are slippery black ice hazards. Well, we also have a look at what you can expect with road conditions to shape up for the rest of the week. WBBJ 7 Eyewitness News reporter Ryan Brooks has that story.
Most around the region are still trying to navigate how to travel through the snow and ice left from the weekend's winter mix. If you see black pavement, it's likely still icy because of temperatures, so drivers should proceed with caution and use your own discretion for safety.
We're going to assess tomorrow to see what the conditions are before we open up on Wednesday or postpone it even further. I was at our men's and women's shelter yesterday afternoon and evening and seeing the volunteers still making their way out to serve, and so it's been one of those things where you makes you really appreciate being in Jackson.
There's free ice for everyone. I mean, if you're out on this stuff, make sure that you're prepared, but if you're at home, that's the place to be.
We're on day 5 now of being out 24/7. We are working very diligently to work down our list of priorities to get to all of our interstate and state routes. Work with us, move over, slow down. That keeps our workers safe. That keeps any kind of emergency workers safe, and the drivers safe as well.
For fire incidents and mishaps, it can be difficult for firefighters to maneuver through yards and driveways of many houses and facilities.
It's a little challenging getting around, but we're able to do so. It's just taking us a little longer to to where we're having to go. Just be very careful using any other secondary heat source, as far as heaters, that kind of stuff. Leave really plenty of space around those.
Power outages were prevalent throughout West Tennessee, with some losing electricity for more than 3 hours. We're relying on sun, salt, and temperature for everything to melt and clear paths for drivers.
By 9:30 yesterday morning, we had 1,500 customers without power. And that was resolved by the end of the day. We had more of the sleet and snow than we did the freezing rain. I think what happened in some of the other counties, they got a lot more freezing rain than we did. It was much more damaging to trees and to power lines.
According to a press release from Governor Bill Lee, officials across the state are working diligently to make sure Tennesseans have access to shelter and critical services. In downtown Jackson, Ryan Brooks, WBBJ 7 Eyewitness News.
Also, if you have to be out, make sure to have the essentials in case you're stranded, such as a blanket, food, water, and a phone charger. We have a list of road condition updates from area officials, also weather tips, confirmed closures, and warming shelters on our website. You can scan the QR code or go to wbbjtv.com. When we return, a new scam is making the rounds, what you need to know. Also in sports, the Rams and the Seahawks battle it out for a chance to play in the Super Bowl. Zach will give you the highlights later in sports, so stay with us. In news you can use, with the winter weather like we've had over the last few days, it can be challenging for some to stay warm. One business in Jackson is doing what it can to help. They actually haven't opened officially just yet. However, that didn't stop Hank from opening the doors of the Collective Underground to people who had no place to go. Initially, he had just planned on giving a space for people to stay warm, but many people wanted to help, and it turned into something much bigger.
We're catering to whoever can get here, and we're feeding them 3 times a day. We're breakfast, lunch, dinner. People have been coming from everywhere donating food and propane, bedding, blankets. It's just, it is amazing to see it all come together, and Jackson really showed out.
They're currently housing 21 people and expect to get even more soon. Now, if you'd like to help, Collective Underground is located at 111 East Lafayette Street in downtown Jackson. Scams seem to be more and more common as these days. In fact, the Better Business Bureau wants to remind you of a few tips in order to find out if something is a scam or it's not a scam. Consumers lose billions of dollars every year to fraud and scams. This is what is reported. Now, when someone is called and saying that that you owe money, verify it. Hang up the phone and do some research. Find the company's phone number and call them yourself. Also, no business or agency is going to demand gift cards or cryptocurrency.
Scammers want you to act fast before you have time to think. Take a moment, ask questions, and don't be rushed.
It's always a good idea to remember that if something feels off, it probably is. Despite some difficult conditions from this massive winter storm we've been experiencing, farmers and ranchers across the country continue to be on the job. We have an update in today's Ag Day Minute.
I'm Clinton Griffiths with today's Ag Day Minute. The powerful winter storm isn't stopping work in farm country. Farmers and ranchers working in those difficult conditions to protect livestock from the historic winter blast that hit 28 states and includes ice, snow, and record-breaking cold. Now, we have heard the storm has slowed grain movement, and ethanol and soy plants have slowed production. Winter kill is possible in winter wheat in areas such as Kansas, where the deep freeze was preceded by above-average temperatures. And President Trump is threatening a 100% tariff on goods from Canada. It's in response to a newly announced trade agreement between Canada and China. The president making the threat over the weekend on social media. Now, he says if Prime Minister Mark Carney thinks Canada is going to be a drop-off port for China to send goods and products into the U.S., then he is, quote, sorely mistaken. Now, this follows a recent announcement of a negotiated trade deal between Canada and China to lower tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles in return for lower import taxes on Canadian farm products. And as we said, work continues to keep all those newborn calves safe from the cold. Our own Machinery Pete sharing this picture from his friends in Pocahontas, Arkansas, saying, here's treatment orphan calves get in Arkansas when the weather turns northern. The rancher there concerned enough about the calf to bring it indoors along with fresh bedding. For more Ag News, watch Ag Day weekdays on the station or get updates over at agworld.com.
Going to get awful cold here the next couple of hours as those winds turn up calm, and we may warm up a little bit overnight. And those of you that it was too cold to play in the snow the last couple of days, you might like the forecast for the next two, but there's more cold coming as well. That's all next.
Mic check, check one, check two, mic check, check one.
Now, Wbbj Storm Team 7 weather with Chief Meteorologist Joel Barnes.
Welcome back. Those of you, hopefully you're enjoying your extended weekend, and it's probably going to get extended a little bit longer. A lot of jobs and people still not going out for the next couple days. A lot of schools canceled for the week. We got a full list of those on our website, wbbjtv.com. 13 degrees tonight in Trenton right now, and temperatures are going to drop off pretty quickly, I think, over the next couple of hours. Rev Power Sports brought you that shot. Snowmobile would have been nice in some areas, but it works better in snow than it does in ice. 9 and 18 today. That was it. We're going to be about twice as warm as that. I think the next couple days we should get above freezing or near freezing. That'll help melt some more of that snow on the ground. And if it was too cold for you to go out and take the kids maybe today, you got some little ones, next couple days should be a little bit warmer. And I saw a lot of fun sledding out in and around West Tennessee today. A lot of videos of that. 7 up north in Martin, 18 tonight in Selmer's the warm spot. As these winds have turned up calm, that cooler air is going to settle on in tonight. And the wind chill is not going to be a big factor until probably after around 11 p.m. midnight. We're going to get these southwest winds coming on in, which will create a wind chill. But those southwest winds is why we should reach over 30 degrees into the day tomorrow. Not much happening on the satellite and radar locally. This is cool. Check this out. All the white stuff you see here that's not moving, that's snow. Now, the white stuff that's moving, that's a little bit of cloud cover that the satellite's picking up. The rest of this, blanket of snow across Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and you notice here in West Tennessee, most of the snow is concentrated in West Tennessee. That's where we had that warm nose extend up into Middle Tennessee, and that's why they got a lot more ice there in Nashville than they did snow. But that snow blanket going all the way up across the Ohio River into the northeast. Here's our next little front coming on by. This is a real weak front. It's not going to do much as it moves on through, maybe just bringing a little bit of cloud cover. It's not going to bring any snow or freezing rain with it, and really not going to drop temperatures much. Now, the front coming in on Friday morning, that one's really going to drop temperatures again. So if you want to do something outside, do it the next couple of days. Temperatures should reach up into the 30s, and the roads are going to improve a little bit the next couple of days as well. If it gets to slush, cars drive over it. It often gets a lot of that snow off the road, but it will refreeze over again the next couple nights as well. So roads aren't going to be great, but if you're comfortable driving in a little bit of snowpack, should be okay the next couple of days. We've got cold weather alerts from South Florida, Mexico, all the way up to Canada. Huge area, the eastern half of the country still under extreme cold concerns. Extreme cold warning here in West Tennessee's out till noon Tuesday. Could have temperatures close to 0 at times, wind chills 10 below at times. But we're probably more, in my opinion, in the cold weather advisory category, but still going to be cold. So tonight at 10 o'clock, watch temperatures will warm up a little bit overnight. We'll get that southwest wind come in, but we will fall into the single digits for a few hours here tonight, I think, here this evening. For those southwest winds come back, mid-30s, maybe tomorrow at least up to 32, I think. Then Wednesday's front, you notice, will increase the clouds a little bit, a brief temperature drop, but we should warm back up, I think, Thursday, back up into the 30s again as southwest flow returns Thursday during the day. All right, so here's the wind chill tonight, hanging around 0 or 5 below pretty much all night long. That includes tomorrow morning. And then during the warmest portion of the day tomorrow, it's still going to feel in the mid-20s. So you're going to want to bundle up if you're heading out. You want those gloves, the hat, the scarf, although the wind chill won't be a huge factor. Any wind that picks up at all when your temperature's below freezing really bites at your skin. So once we get into Wednesday morning, back down to around 10 on the wind chill. Here's a look at Thursday. Not bad. 40s, that would be great to melt some of that ice down in Savannah and Selmer. I'm not sure we get that high, though, but at least mid-30s. And then look at Friday, back down maybe into the teens, close to 0 Saturday morning. Saturday highs, I think we get close to 20, but not much warmer than that. The weekend is going to be cold. Helms Motor Company brings us a look at our forecast, but it looks like at least the fronts coming by are dry ones, but we're going to stay both 36 degrees or cooler the next 7 days.
Thanks for that, Joel. Coming up in sports, 4 teams competing for the right to go to Santa Clara for the Super Bowl, but only 2 can make the trip. We recap all of it next.
Now, 7 Eyewitness Sports with Zach Jones.
Rams, Seahawks, Broncos, or Patriots? Who is heading to the Super Bowl? Let's find out. Let's get into it. NFC Championship game. Seahawks in this matchup taking on the Rams. Let's get it going. 3rd and 5. Sam Darnold looks downfield. Finds Rashid Shaheed with a big catch right here. His only catch of the day on 3 targets. But man, was it crucial. Moves them into plus territory. 3rd and goal. Remember, no Zach Charbonnet. He's out for the rest of the playoffs. But Kenneth Walker is here, and he gets the first points of the day for the Seahawks. They strike first this time. Rams go to the other end this time. 2nd quarter, they're down 6-10. Matthew Stafford up for the MVP, finds Kyron Williams on the check down. He is in for 6, and they take the lead for the first time in this game. 2nd quarter, under 30 seconds to go, Sam Darnold drops back, finds Jackson Smith and Jigma. 10 receptions for 153 yards and a touchdown. Somebody cover this, man. Matter of fact, don't, because it's entertaining. This time, Stafford finds Devontae Adams. Remember, they brought him in the offseason, hoping to make a Super Bowl run, and they are 1 game away right here. If they can pull the trigger. This time, Darnold looks again. Will he find Njigma? No! He finds Cooper Kupp for a touchdown. Remember, Cooper Kupp played for the Rams. They wanted to cut him, get rid of him, and the Seahawks picked him up. Man, look at the irony there. Look how life works out. 1st and 10, play action pass Stafford. Nearly 400 passing yards on the day, finds Puka Nacua, who gets in for 6 right there. He had a great day. 9 receptions, 165 yards. It's just tough to cover the Puka, man. I'm sorry. And his name is pretty cool, too. All right, this time, Rams are down 27-31. Trying to have one last gasp right here. Throws it to Puka. It's good. Next play, they get out of bounds, but they quite don't. And that means the Seattle Seahawks are heading back to the Super Bowl for the first time since 2014. They win with a final 31-27. Let's go AFC Championship. Bo Nix, remember, out. Broke a bone in his foot, so it would be the backup Jared Stidham. Can the Broncos pull it off? Well, he's pulling this off. Marvin Mims on the first drive, 3rd and 10. Sean Payton said, look, we're going to take some chances. We got opportunities right here. Rolling out right. Looks downfield and finds Cortland Sutton right here. Gets in for a touchdown. In the second half, it was a lot of snow, so it affected the game. Drake May, it didn't affect how he runs the football. Quarterback draw, not the best day throwing the ball, but on the ground, 10 carries for 65 yards right here. And then Will Lutz, 4th quarter, would miss the field goal to tie the game up. Defensively, the Patriots stepped up, and then Drake May got 1 big first down to end it all. Patriots, they're heading back to the Super Bowl as well. They win with a final of 10-7. And it's going to do on the sports side of things. Brad, we'll send back over to you.
All right, thank you, Zach. Just ahead, we'll show you how some West Tennesseans are enjoying the snow days. Stay with us. Cold day here in West Tennessee, but nothing like getting out and enjoying that snow, right?
Yeah, there's those of you that haven't gone out yet. The next couple days, I think, are going to be a lot warmer, so some good news on that. But not tonight. Check this out. We're going to be down to around 6 degrees at midnight. Then those southwest winds going to warm us up, though, into the 30s tomorrow. But the cold didn't stop these two little ones from getting out. A lot of folks doing some sledding fun, and the dogs really enjoying the snow, especially the ones that have the longer fur. And I'm not so sure the birds are enjoying the ice so much. We went out and threw a whole bunch of bird seed out the other day and ended up with a whole ton of them. We'll have some more pictures though coming up tonight at 10. If you got some fun ones, send them in. We'll try to get them on TV.
All right. As always, we thank you for joining us here at 6:30. Morning news, sports, and weather tonight at 10. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Brad Douglas. Coming up tonight at 10, the winter storm has brought with it bitterly cold temperatures. Reporter Jordan Hubbard will take a look at what Hub City residents are doing to cope with the dangerous cold at 10.
And I'm Chief Meteorologist Joel Barnes. We'll let you know just how cold things are going to get tonight. We're still under an extreme cold warning, and there's 2 more cold fronts on the way this week. One coming in Wednesday, but the one coming in Friday really going to drop temperatures again. Well, the full forecast coming up at 10.
Morning news coming up later, right after NCIS Origins here on CBS 7. Next at 10, we speak with local leaders for an update on clearing the roads of ice and snow and power restoration. That's after NCIS Origins. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Brad Douglas. Coming up tonight, a new at 10. Winter storm has brought with it bitterly cold temperatures. Reporter Jordan Hubbard will have a look at what Hub City residents are doing to cope with the dangerous cold at 10.
And I'm Chief Meteorologist Joel Barnes. Will tell you just how cold things are going to get tonight. Actually, not too bad. We may deal with some melting snow the next couple of days, but there's also 2 fronts coming in this week. One Wednesday and one that means business on Friday. How cold are things going to get? The answer tonight at 10.
Morning news coming up later, right after The Rookie, here on ABC 7. Next at 10, we speak with local leaders for an update on clearing the roads of ice and snow and power restoration. Chief Meteorologist Joel Barnes says bitterly cold air overnight and dangerous wind chills. We'll have the latest forecast tonight at 10.